Okay, so we've made it to the end. In the next section, we're actually going to write a piece of content, but for the purposes of this section, I wanted to finish up the published stories section of content marketing master document, just so you understand what's going on and can sort of understand it sort of from beginning to end. And so in our published stories section, we have a number of different key points here to keep in mind, right? We have the article name that's published, the target keyword, the writer, some of those details from past sections. We got the URL now because we want to make sure that we can sort of access that, the publish date, and then a few other things that are new, right? So internal links, external links, backlinks count, key Twitter influencers, and all these influencers section, okay? Because when we're writing content, the content marketing doesn't stop after you hit publish, okay? Hitting publish is just sort of a pressing a button and praying that the content does well. You have to actually do all of this effort, and I don't know how to sort of provide the proper analogy. I don't know if an iceberg in terms of the amount of effort is sort of the correct analogy in terms of the amount of effort that you have to put into, because you already have to put in a lot of effort for the content, right? But promotion is where you're getting all of your return, right? That's where you're getting eyeballs. That's where you're getting people to share your article freely so that you can get access to new audience members. And so a few of these things to keep in mind. Internal links. So when you're writing content, you link to other content on your website, okay? And so sometimes you have external links, okay? And so I've heard this strategy repeated to me before. When you're writing content, sometimes you just haven't written that content before and you have to externally link. So you want to get rid of those external links. Hopefully they're relevant. Hopefully you're linking out to stuff that's relevant, but it's to other, it's a backlink to another company. But what you want to do is you want to keep track of those internal links and external links so that you can come back to those URLs and write a piece of content for it. Because what you want to do is, the more internal linking you have to more powerful pieces of content. So basically every time you're external linking, you're giving a link and you're giving free traffic to somebody potentially that's not on your website. And so every external link that you have, you want to be positioning yourself so that you can come back and write about that content so that you don't have to give free traffic to somebody else. And so jumping into the tool that we can use in order to find influencers and to find people that can push our content. So these people exist on social networks, right? They're there to consume content, be entertained, find solutions, et cetera, et cetera. They find categories and topics that they like to follow and they tweet about and they tell their friends. And so your job now becomes trying to promote that content on these various social platforms to find new and engaging users, okay? And so Buzzsumo has influencers, and so you can find Twitter, YouTube, authors, Facebook, and so Twitter influencers who share articles about. And so what we go do is we grab our keyword, okay, inbound marketing, Twitter ads, et cetera, et cetera. So anybody who's writing about this stuff is going to give you a list of the individuals who are most talking about that, most tweeting about it, et cetera, et cetera. And so you can reach out to these people. And so the idea is that you've written this, the best content on, these search platforms now, right? It's better than the top 3. It's the new top piece of content for that keyword. Go find the people that like this stuff and see if they will share it with their extended audience. It gets you backlinks. It gets you new, a whole different audience segment, and it gets you, your new piece of content exposure that it otherwise wouldn't have. And so if you get these, you can actually save these in Buzzsumo, but they have a free tier as well. What we want to do is add those in here, okay, so that you can target them. So your process now for promoting your content isn't just writing the content and then hoping that people come and find it. It becomes, how can you go and find the key influencers on the platforms for the content that they are looking for and seeing if they will promote it for you. So I hope that makes sense. It's sort of a cool way to sort of end-to-end get some backlinks. And so Some of these tools like Ahrefs will give you backlinks count on specific pieces of content. I believe Buzzsumo will do the same. And so as long as you're getting more backlinks count to these individual pieces of content, the more traffic and the more the ranking of the content will show up in search results. And so your job now becomes move this number up for these individual pieces of content. And so that's something that you never really stop doing. And so if you sort of understand the power behind the content marketing, then you realize that okay, early on there's sort of this one-time investment, this huge investment to write this big piece of content, even though I have to do it over and over again for individual pieces. But when I write that, the ongoing commitment becomes finding influencers and finding people and promoting this thing over time so that it gets to a level of significance and authority that it sort of becomes organically the top piece of content for that specific keyword. Okay, hope that makes sense.